Hello and welcome back to our Greenskins campaign. I have one thing to say right now, and that is that I do truly believe that this is way too many battles. Way too many battles to do for the quest. Unfortunately, I have to admit that I do think that that is the case because it is an exceedingly, maybe excessive amount of time that I have to spend off screen. Obviously, this is me, right? This is me. I'm obviously creating a series on this. I'd like to experience the tier 3 career options. A regular player might not care, really, but I do think, well, you know what I think. I'm not going to go on about it, right? So, here it is. Yeah. I have literally done what was it, 157 battles or something like that. And the reason why I was able to do that is auto-resolving. Yes, auto-resolving. It's actually kind of insane how many auto-resolves I have actually done. I have also needed to go in manually to a couple of battles because I needed to, because as far as I'm aware, your war meter does deplete. As you can see right here, I'm actually at 980 out of 1,000. And if you go below 900, you lose all of it, right? So that basically means that you're going to need to do as many manual battles as you can to prevent yourself from going lower than 980. That's the deal here. Anyway, gonna go in for the manual. I mean, auto-resolve. Oh, see, now I'm getting mixed up because I have literally just okay. I said in the previous episode I was going to tell you how long it actually took in real time. Now, I was maximizing speed as much as I could, right? So what I was primarily doing, obviously it would be a lot better, and this is something that I'd recommend that you do if you're doing this as well. If you really badly want to do this in the most efficient way possible, I would recommend, if you can, getting yourself a thief, right? If you get yourself a thief, then you could place your forces in there, and I'm talking about placing, placing just random people in there. Just place whatever you can in there, like infantry and anyone that's kind of slow, right? And then the others, you're going to hopefully have a bunch of boar boys, right? Just have some boar boys, or have, I don't know, just a nice smattering of units. So basically just have, like, I don't know, 50 orc boar boys and 50 black orc bosses or something like that. So you've got 100 people, you're moving around really quickly because you've got some cavalry. Basically half of your people are cavalry, and so that's going to make a significant difference to, there we go, there's the quest completed. That is going to make a significant difference to your speed, because as you can see, I'm actually moving at 2.4 right now, which is pretty good, because as you can see, these Bretonnian outlaws, unfortunately, are actually moving at 2.7. Some of them don't, though. Some of them move very much slower. As you can see, these guys are moving at 1.9. Once I get out of the forest, I'm also then moving at 3.2. So basically, this is what I've been doing. This is literally what I've been doing for the last, what is it now? I think 3 hours or 4 hours or something like that. I actually don't know how long it took, because I didn't really pay attention that much, because it's not really that important to me, but I just wanted to kind of give you an estimate as to how long it actually took. And I believe it's the 3 or 4 hours of me spamming auto-resolves against the cream of the crop of the bandits, of the bandit population. So you can see here, these guys move at 1.5, these guys move at 2.9, so they're going to be a little bit difficult for me to catch. So basically you just have to choose who you're going to go after, and you just have to try and get the slowest people. If you're running around with an army similar to mine, right, which is basically just huge amounts of units. The main reason why I wanted to run around with a lot of units is because I was actually facing a bunch of vassals in and around this area, because for some reason the wasteland really wants to take Hagranim Den. I don't know why, but for some reason our forces are capturing that and then recapturing it, and then the enemy's recapturing it, and so on and so on. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, we finally And I am absolutely overjoyed at this, by the way. We finally have tier 3. Whew. That was, I gotta say, I feel like it was way too much, but that's just me, okay? Maybe you think it's okay. Anyway, let's have a look here. So, what do we have here? The boys take 1/4 less teeth to get better. In other words, less upgrade. Quarter 25% less. Yeah, that's pretty good. Ignore 20% of armored bits with choppers. So in other words, armor penetration. Then you have 50 more boys for the mob. So that's like, what is it? 50 more people in your army. That's pretty decent. Less morale penalty of extort teeth. I don't really care about that too much. Arm to the teeth makes gits run slower. So I'm not entirely sure if I really care about that too much. Now this is exactly what we're talking about. I think this is probably what I'm going to go for. 100%, 100 more toughness for the big bosses, 75 more toughness for us. So I think that's probably what we're going to do. As you can see, I don't think we actually have the ability to even fill this all out, but I'm not entirely sure if I really care. The only thing that I would really want is to get the 50 more boys. So I'm actually wondering, is there anything that I can do here? Big bosses in the mob pay 5 teeth every day. I don't think that actually works. I don't think that actually works. So I think what we'll do is... What are we going to do, actually? Bash down blockers 4 times faster. Now that's actually insane. That's one of the best things that we can get, and that's a very, very early one. Makes gits bleed, double renown after winning scraps. That's way too good in my opinion. Yeah, you know, I actually don't know what to go for here. I think we'll probably go for... I have to remove 3 points. 50% more shinies. Yeah, okay, we'll do something like this, and then we'll just do this. There we go. And then maybe that's going to be somewhat useful, because we do get more people in the army now and everything, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, I do have, well, obviously, apart from the fact that I gave you some strategy tips or whatever, if you care, that is, about how to do this and so on and so forth, because let's face it, it may not be for everyone, right? It might not be for everyone. Okay, so we're actually capturing a bunch of stuff right here. Okay, that's kind of nice. I'm not actually wanting to be on the ticket. And the reason why I don't want additional thieves, there's a big reason for this. Now, the reason for it is the fact that your teeth generation, right? Your teeth generation actually has a significant impact on how many thieves you have. So, for example, they actually retook Kuron, right? Because Kuron actually got taken back, and then our forces took it back from them, and then they gave it to me for some reason. I don't know why. I just literally went to the thief screen randomly at one point, and I thought to myself, wait a minute, why do I have this? Because I was losing teeth, right? I was actually losing teeth. I'm actually getting 6,500 every single day now, because I actually attempted to do a little bit of something to rectify the situation, right? Because obviously what I wanted to do was try to see what was happening with my upkeep, because I was actually losing 650 or something like that teeth every single day. And I was like, wait a minute, I have so much loot, right? I have so many loot piles in my stash, right? In my stash in Black Orc Fort, right? I've got loads of them, right? So surely I shouldn't have any problems. Now, yeah, I thought so, but it's actually due to having additional thieves that don't have any loot piles. If they have loot piles, then you're going to be fine, and then they're all going to be added together. But if they don't have loot piles, you will have to donate some things to the quartermaster just to make sure that you have a couple of loot piles in there, because if you don't, it's going to count it as though you have none, you see. So just as a small little tip, I guess, or a little bit of information there for you, so just in case you don't actually know what's happening, because I obviously didn't know what was happening until it went down to like 3,000. I was like, wait a minute, why is it going down to 3,000? Kind of weird. You know, it shouldn't be doing that. And so then I finally figured out that it was actually due to the fact that some of these thieves, you need to make sure that every single one of them has a loot pile. At least one, I guess. I don't actually know whether it matters about the volume of the loot piles. And what is... Ah, rock. A rock stopped me. Yes. Not a big fan. Now, obviously, I haven't been able to find any trolls, which is also very sad. It would have been really, really nice if we could have found some, you know, troll hideout or something like that. For some reason, not able to. I don't know why. But, yeah, I was obviously... Oh, well, never mind. Yeah. But obviously, I was able to complete this, and you know, I gotta say, I'm actually not that impressed with the tier 3 options. And what just happened? Did you see that? My ability didn't kill these. Why not? Why didn't my ability kill? Why are we fighting orcs, by the way? They've got some orcs on their side. Are you serious? Okay, that's pretty bad for me. Oh, what's actually going on here? My ability is not working. What? Did you see that? My ability is not working. It's not doing damage. Why is it not doing damage? Is there a problem with it? Look. It doesn't do damage. It doesn't kill. You see that? Okay. This is weird. Let me switch to my polearm. No, that still doesn't do anything. Why is it doing so little damage? Why is it doing so little damage? Okay, I literally got to tier 3 and now my ability is bugged or something? Okay. Right, okay, well, I'm actually unsure what I'm supposed to do about this. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to retreat. I'm going to see what's actually happening here because it must be something due to our new tier 3 career points. I mean, look, it did 686 damage. That is not enough. That is not actually what it does. Now, funnily enough, I did just lose my war meter. Because, of course, I did, because I retreated. I probably shouldn't have done that, I guess, now that I think about it. But I was kind of staggered by this. I was kind of thinking to myself, what's going on? Ah, Arm to the Teeth is better killy with polearm points. I'm assuming that that's the reason, right? I'm assuming that's the reason. So, but why wouldn't it kill things? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, like, it didn't do any damage. So, is it really that much better? Because as far as I can tell, our two-handed and one-handed points should be added to the damage already. So, I wouldn't have thought that the polearm would make so much difference. I wouldn't think that it would make so much difference at all. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to try and find some lords. I think I saw some vassals over here, and I'm just going to fight them real quick just to try to get my my war meter back up, because it's going to be very annoying to do that otherwise. Alright, so it's time for us to actually go in here. I have way too much meat because I've literally just been fighting people, and I did find some vassals, basically just vassal after vassal after vassal, and thankfully we were able to obviously just auto-resolve against them relatively simply. Now, all we need to do is go in here. This is going to be a big decisive blow that we are going to attempt here against the Wasteland. I actually wanted to wait for a little bit longer, but I don't think we're gonna have... Yep, as you can see right there. Yeah, is he gonna go in? Oh, no, he's not. He's not going in. Okay, I'm almost 100% certain they're gonna come in here, but I would like to starve them out a little bit more just to sort of level the playing field, just in case my ability is now bugged out in some way or another, because the fact is, most of the time when we go in, we are fundamentally just getting we're just getting so many kills, right? We're just getting so many kills. It's making so much difference to our overall success that it really makes a huge difference. But that's the thing. I don't know. Now that we've completed tier 3, now that we've completed the quest, I actually don't know whether that has caused us to have some issues. So I guess we'll see what happens. We're going to go for forced march here. I actually have nothing else to really spec into. This is kind of funny. I guess I should go for tactics, actually, now that I think about it. Let's go for some more intelligence here as well. Maybe I will actually be able to get to that time where we actually get that medicine skill. That medicine skill perk at 275. That would be amazing, but I don't think we're going to be able to, but we'll try it. You know, we'll see. We'll see what's happening with it. And we're going to go in. Oh, yes. We're going to go in and we're going to see what we can do here about taking Marienburg, and it's gonna be kind of harsh, really, because this is one of the bigger towns in this area. I would love to be able to take it because, as I said, the wasteland has been kind of a thorn in our side for quite some time, and so it's a really good idea for us to do this. Now let's see if we can. Okay, wait. Why am I being placed all the way over here, and our forces are being placed all the way over there? Okay, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, so unfortunately the enemy does have a bunch of siege, which is going to make a big difference. What is actually going on here? Why? Oh. Okay, this is kind of interesting. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, this is probably not going to work out too well. Let's just say that. Probably not going to work out too well. I might be able to get up here. No, yeah, yes, I am actually able to get up here. This is wonderful. Okay, now let's try out our ability. Yeah, I need to, there we go, I need to jump. Nope. Doesn't work. We don't have damage with our ability anymore. Huh. Alright. Did I do something that actually... Did I spec into something that basically makes it so that it doesn't do damage? Look, you see that? It knocks them down, right? It knocks them down, which is good. But it doesn't kill them. Why do I care if it knocks them down? If... I mean, look. It only does 460 damage. Normally it's doing, like, what? 1,300 or something. What actually happened? Why is it bugged? I have no clue. I wouldn't be able to tell you. So, unfortunate for me, because now I'm going to have to do everything manually, and it's going to be even more difficult. So, yeah, my ability was completely fine in every other situation. So, I'm assuming that something has happened with the completion of the quest, which I have no idea why. I don't know why that would happen. I think that that's ridiculous. That anything would happen. I mean, come on. Nothing's changed apart from the fact that we've gotten the tier 3 perks. So I'm assuming that there's something wrong with what I've spec'd into. Maybe I have spec'd into, as I said, the knockdown thing. Maybe the knockdown actually creates some kind of damage reduce for the ability itself, and that's making a difference. I don't know, but yeah, we can't, you know, continue with this. You know, there is no way we can continue with this. This is absolutely ridiculous for us to literally have... Look at that. I literally just used it. I literally just used it right now, and it's basically like it was at the very beginning of the game, where we basically did, well, very little damage with it. We had to... It just did 80 damage. What? Okay. Well, yeah, I have no idea. As I say, it must be a career thing. As you can see, I actually did some damage there, but nothing much more. I mean, we were literally killing, like, what, 20 people in one attack with this ability. And now we are killing, well, one. So, I'm not too sure what has transpired. Like I say, I do think there's probably something to do with the tier 3 skills. Maybe someone out there has also done the tier 3 quest, and maybe you can share your experience if you did actually get this same kind of problem. Not sure what's going on with it, to be honest, because we're consistently having to basically just wear them down a huge amount, and that's not what you want to do, especially as an orc. You want to be big stomping, crumping, you know, git or whatever. Yeah, generally that would be the way to go, but unfortunately we are now in a situation where I feel like I am hitting like a wet noodle, and that's not what you want, especially considering, look at that, I knocked that guy down and that was pretty much all I had. I've got 250 in medicine skill though, that's nice. But yeah, as you can see, I basically just do this now. And instead of me playing around my ability and using a little bit of tactics, strategy, whatever, there isn't really much for me to do. I literally just have to kind of... Wow, I'm kind of disappointed right now. I gotta say, I'm kind of disappointed. I was really, really excited to get the tier 3 career options. And don't get me wrong, by the way, I absolutely love this siege. Look at the siege layout. It is so cool. We are literally running throughout the streets and everything. I am a huge fan of those kinds of sieges. I really, really enjoy those kinds of sieges because they are super, super detailed, very, very fun to run through the streets of a particular town or fief, whatever it is. And yeah, it's great. You know, that's fantastic. I'm just quite disappointed by the fact that my ability now doesn't work the same as it used to. So I'm gonna check it out, and I'm actually gonna see what's happening, because as far as I'm aware, did I actually even spec into any of the tier 3 stuff? I think I did spec some into it. Did I? I'm not sure now. There we go, just leveled up again. That's nice at least. Okay, so the question is, are we going to... Wait a minute, here we go. You know what? I'm just going to speed everything forward. Just going to speed everything forward because I'm very intrigued about seeing what's going on with our career perks. I'm going to have a look and actually see what's happening with it, because I am very curious to see if there is a... some kind of perk that maybe is conflicting. Maybe there's some kind of conflict between the perks and the usage of them and so on. And we're going to see how that really goes. But not entirely sure. Where's the last enemy? Ah, it's down there. Of course it is. Hello there, sir. Goodbye. There we go. Alright. Was that it? Is there someone else? Oh dear. Yes, there is someone else. Where are they? That's the question. I actually don't know. Alright, so we ended up getting 226 influence and 420 renown. Wow, look at that. Yes, that's very nice. And we did obviously manage to take it, but look at the amount of kills I got. I got 73 kills. That cannot be, right? That cannot be, because generally, think about this, we have been getting upwards of 300 kills every single siege. It is very, very, shall we say, well, not uncommon, but I would definitely say it's very unusual for us to now be getting so little kills, because this ability has now reduced in damage by, what, 80%? Something like that? Maybe, yeah, maybe like 80%. I think so. So let's take a quick look and actually see what's going on here. So first of all, I just want to go into the trade screen. I'm assuming these guys have massive amounts of cash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell all of my meat, of course. Going to sell a huge amount of it. There we go. Take my meat. Thank you very much. They can suck on that. And otherwise, we will be taking a look at our career skills in just a second. So let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? Okay. No, yeah. I'm actually, yes. Okay, I am actually spec'd into armed to the teeth, bashes gets to the ground. I am almost 100% certain that that is the reason why we are now doing very, very little damage with our career ability. Because if it bashes them to the ground, then you are, well, you're not killing them, obviously, because you're bashing them to the ground. So I'm assuming that that's the reason, okay? So what we're going to do instead is we're probably going to, I don't even know. I guess we'll just put the career point in there or something like that, but yeah. Now, we should technically also be getting additional HP for our companions, so that's pretty nice in itself. Let's actually go into this field battle real quick, try and help out this guy. Let's just go and auto-resolve against these fellows. Think we have met. There we go. Okay, yeah, we'll just take every single one that we can prisoner, of course, and then we're just going to move on. But yeah, I think it was that perk. I think it is that perk, that career thing. Kind of a... As I say, I'm kind of disappointed about the bonuses that we're getting from the tier 3 career options, because usually when you're playing the Old Realms and you finally get to tier 3, obviously most of the time you're not going to be doing a quest that is this long and drawn out. Most of the time you're not going to be doing that. Most of the time you'll just get to clan tier 4 or whatever it is with the other classes, and then you're just going to have, you know, tier 3 unlocked. And then you have this really, really cool experience where you have a bunch of, you know, these really, really powerful career selections, options, whatever, and you're looking through them and you're thinking, wow, okay, what can I do here? And then you're shuffling them around to make the best possible combinations. And I personally feel like that's really, really fun and enjoyable to do. Obviously, maybe that's just me, like I say. Maybe I have, you know, weird thoughts about it. But whatever the case, I do think that the fact that it has reduced the damage is really, really weird. I'm assuming that it's now fine. I'm assuming that we are probably going to be able to probably enter into a battle now and go back to seeing exactly what we had before, which was an ability that was doing what? Well, massive damage. Let's just say that. Massive damage. So the question is, can I take Fort Solace? I wouldn't mind taking Fort Solace. That would be kind of nice. Let's see if we can maybe manage to do that. Make peace with the Wasteland. Do we want to make peace with them? Do we actually want to make peace? And I don't really want to make peace with them, to be honest. I would very much like to... Well, I would like to destroy them, actually, because they are annoying. I think that they are probably the most annoying faction that we have faced so far, and not because they are anything special particularly, but because they are everywhere. They literally are taking every single fief that they can get their hands on, and then we're taking it back, and then the enemy's taking it back, and so on and so forth. And so, yeah, that's kind of the reason why I would like them to go away. I would like them to be 6 feet under, thank you very much. Yeah, that would be nice. Or 6 hands under, you know, either way. Yeah, so let's just see. Okay, 588. I think we should have a pretty easy time here. If my ability is working. If it is working, then we're probably going to be okay. Let's see here. Probably go for loose formations. And look at this. Okay, yeah, we actually get some pretty cool stuff here. Helping Hands, in my opinion, is absolutely fantastic because 2% troop recovery rate for every 10 troops in your party. I mean, literally, that means that we have a, technically, I think we have a 100, is that a 100% increase because we have 500 troops? I actually don't know. I'm not going to attempt to do math because I am me and I'm a little bit stupid when it comes to numbers. So yes, because it's 2 plus 2 equals, what is it now? 5, that's it. Alright, so here we go, the moment of truth. Are we actually going to be able to use our ability? And yes, indeed, there you go. So we are now able to use our ability and actually deal damage with it. I don't know why I am unable to... Why am I unable to get up here? What is going on? I am literally unable to get up here as an orc. Is that true? No way, right? No way, right? No, surely not. That can't be the case. Oh no, this is terrible. Okay, you know what? Can I actually do damage against this gate? I can do damage against it, but it is going to be taking me 10,000 years. Yes, okay, that's not going to work. What about over here then? Do I have, I think we have, there we go. Yep, so there are some ladders here. Alright, let's see if we can do it. Nope. Okay. What about this one? Nope. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to wait until one of them gets up, and then we're going to have to ascend the walls, and there we go, we made it. Okay, so can I actually get up? Yep. No, not really, as you can see. So, how do I... there we go. Okay, have to do it like that. That's very uncomfortable. Alright, so yes, otherwise... At least we figured out that the ability is actually working. It's just that that particular tier 3 career option is, well, basically disabling the amount of damage that you get from your skill, which I'm kind of a bit weirded out by. I don't understand why that would be the case, but there you have it. Anyway, we figured it out, and it's actually working for us, so that's nice. I'm going to tell my forces to charge in if I haven't already done that. And hopefully we will be able to... let's just see here. Can I actually even survive this? I highly doubt it, to be honest. And it seems as though my forces are being a little bit stupid. So it may very well be the case that we will just have to retreat from here. But again, retreating once more is not a good thing as an orc, because you're going to lose all of your war meter, and that's not very good. So kind of would like to prevent that from happening if at all possible. I'm probably going to end up dying here anyway though, because I've taken so much damage from trying to get up the blasted ladder. There we go. Yeah, no, I think we should be fine though. I should be able to at least do some pretty hefty amount of damage here. I don't know why my orcs are having such a hard time coming up the ladder. I am literally defending so heavily up here, but I am assuming it's just because there aren't that many of them coming over in this direction. So generally what tends to happen is they get stuck in one side or another. And, it seems like, oh, no, some of them are actually coming. Okay, that's nice. But yes, as you can see, we're doing 300 to 400 damage every single time we use our ability, and that is super, super fantastic. That's really, really good. Now, unfortunately, I did obviously die, because that's just how it is. You know, death of 1,000 cuts and everything. And now let's just see what happens. Because I'm assuming that we'll be okay, because the enemy most likely... Yeah, there you go. Okay, now my forces are actually starting to get onto the battlements. But yeah, I'm assuming the enemy is not going to have a very easy time of dealing with us once we actually get our forces... Oh, no. Oh, dearie me. Alright, so we just about made it. 675 renown, not too bad at all if I do say so myself. And obviously I'm going to be just, you know, getting all the meat and everything. And well, the teeth don't really matter anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, you know, that's just how it is. But yes, at least we figured out that mystery. So it's not actually a bug or anything like that. It just makes it kind of weird. I don't actually understand why anyone would want to take the tier 3 career thing that, you know, pushes people down, because if you knock them down, I mean, who cares, right? Who cares if you instead actually kill them with the usage of your ability? So yeah, anyway, as you can see, this particular faction only has 2 additional thieves, and hopefully well, it's going to be highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to do anything myself, because I'm going to be just waiting here for some time. But yeah, otherwise, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.